just so we tick off our box, we're gonna talk about. I guess we're gonna talk about Trigun because I didn't watch the second episode of Nier and you didn't finish it. Not because it was bad.
Yeah. Well, because I guess we can talk about the first episode since we didn't really jump into it. And I did finally, when we was watching when you was trying to show me the animation for the opening for Nier, I couldn't really see it on Discord like that.
Yeah.
So I couldn't really give my full opinion on it just because I couldn't really see it like that. But when I watched it, it was a little jarring.
Okay.
It was a little jarring seeing her like in this full animated situation. Then she jump into this pilot, and all of a sudden there's Madame Tussauds wax figure.
You see what I'm saying? The wax, it was that took me out of it. I didn't really mind it, and I thought it would have been really cute, like you said, if they really would have did it like. He said he felt if they would have did it like a homage to the game, like you said, and just had that opening sequence or whatever, and then she rolled out and it was 2D and it just stayed 2D from there on out, and we never got the 3D again. I could have let it ride. Like I feel like they would have been like, this is an homage to the game, and like now we're transporting into the anime world. Like that would have been cute. Like I could have artistically accepted that.
Yeah, you're right.
But that's not what happened. It kept going. It was like mixed. The rest of the episode as well.
But that was just so like I paused on it just to look at it, and it just wasn't like I imagine if the whole show looked like that, I could not watch it. Like the actual character inside, like the mecha was fine, but the actual person in it
looked like a zombie.
Yeah, like she looked like she was never gonna leave that box.
Like it was disturbing because like when you see the animation of how it's supposed to look, like when she was flying and it was like a close up and it was like anime style and she was like in the suit. It was like the way it looked there. Maybe if I hadn't seen that, I wouldn't have been like, that's weird. But seeing it, and I'm like, this is what it's supposed to look like. Like you see her body, her clothes are moving, it's movement, it's whatever, and then you see it in the 3D way, and it's just like this dead figure just in there, and I'm like, this
fully dead.
Like you can't. I don't know. I didn't like that. That was the part that really took me out of it.
But after watching the first episode, I did like it. I'm interested in continuing.
Yeah.
I saw the first like 10 minutes of the next episode, but I got distracted today and didn't finish it. But yeah, I'm interested in seeing how it adapts from the game. And on top of that, I didn't finish the full game, so it's not like I know the ending or anything. So I'm definitely interested in seeing where it goes.
Is it a love story?
A love story? Between what?
Between them two. It seemed like some kind of like they're entangled and some kind of like they're very connected in some kind of way, and she like wants to. Like, I don't know if it's like a love story or just like he's my counterpart and I care about him a lot. I just can't gather. But is it a love story though in the game? Like, is it romance there?
I don't know if I really got that far to really get that from it. Who else? Didn't your man play it? Or was that Rashawn?
Did Rashawn? I think Critically Drinking. Did you play it? Because I feel like he did. I think my husband played it. If he did, he might not have finished it. So I'm not sure.
But that whole first episode was like the whole first mission of the game, which was really dope to see. I enjoyed it. I did like the way I think it was just that whole beginning part that just made me give it to side eye.
Nier.
I wasn't incredibly like on my feet gasping or anything. It wasn't like revolutionary.
Right.
It didn't feel that amazing, but like I said, I'm interested in continuing.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like the end definitely hooked me in, like when they saw each other after, and like, he was like, oh, he didn't remember, but she did. Like that drew me in. I was like, okay, I want to see where this goes, and like, has this been happening like over and over and over again, kind of like they're caught in this loop. And like, I'm just interested to see if that is. I'm on his Dark Materials finally. Ooh. Oh no, you watched the video yesterday. Okay, I didn't know if you played the game, but I knew you were familiar with it, so I just we weren't sure how. I do want to say, I did read a spoiler for Bleach. I had to give in. I gave in.
Did you? I started reading the manga.
I wanted to know about Kenpachi's Chikai and Bunkai. because I was like rewatching the episode, and you were like, "What do you think it is?" And I was like, "You know what? I'm finna just look." So I looked it up, and I'm like so into it. So I just wanted to admit it. And I'm definitely about to start reading Chainsaw Man. Oh, and I did read a spoiler about Aki.
Oh, did you?
I sure did. Hey, what the funk? I'm glad you're doing okay. Nice to see you. Hello. I hope you're doing well. Nice to see you again. Yeah, I read it. I read the spoiler about Aki.
Is it the spoiler?
It's the spoiler.
Oh my God. How do you feel?
I mean, I'm missing a lot in between. I don't have the visuals yet, so it's like you have the information, but that's why I don't feel like spoilers are like that bad for me, because it's like I don't have the visuals and I don't see how it develops and like.
But that is like when it happens. Oh my God, the way I fail the fuck out.
I mean, it's gonna be heartbreaking for sure, and like because they're gonna add music, and I just think you connect more with the characters even more. Like when it's animated, so I can't even imagine like watching it, how it's gonna be. But I already decided I was gonna read the whole manga anyway, so I mean, I would have known soon enough. So I was like, I just need to know. I need to know. So. Oh,
just remember these words when you read it. Birthday cake.
The first thing that came up to my mind is that Rihanna song, "Hey," and I'm sure that's not it. I'm sure
it's not. Okay. It's so not. It's so
what
not.
the funk said, Chainsaw Man is amazing. Chainsaw Man is amazing. If you haven't seen our last couple episodes, I think I'm premiering Otaku Talk from last week that we did, which I did not post on YouTube, but it's gonna be posted at 7 p.m. CST tonight. We talked about the rest of Chainsaw Man and Bleach. We wrapped up. We talked about the first episodes of Nier Automata and Trigun, so watch that. And then we did a Chainsaw Man fangirl episode like a couple weeks ago. It's uploaded on my YouTube channel, so definitely watch that if you love Chainsaw Man and wanted to hear our commentary on it. We love talking about Chainsaw Man and fangirling over the animation and talking about how Aki walks.
That was odd. I'm glad you pointed that back out to me, because when I get to see it again, I was like, you're right, that is a little odd. But it was not saying nothing about this man.
It wasn't saying nothing about his character. It always made me think about
nothing about his character.
It always makes me think about like Man in Black, when the little roach alien was trying to like be in the human body, and he was just like walking around all weird. Like I feel like the roach alien in Man in Black.
Him like that.
But the roach alien in Man in Black is like iconic.
What he said.
He said, wait, where? It's on this channel, What the Funk. If you look at, I think the Chainsaw Man fangirl episode was probably one of the last uploads I did. I think right before Wednesday Adam. It's pink, I have heart eyes, and it's just the Chainsaw Man fangirl episode. And then the one that I'm gonna premiere tonight is the wrap-up conversation that is the follow-up to that video, because we took a break. But yeah, so we love Chainsaw Man. So Trigun Stampede, let's go to that. 2 episodes are out now. So how do you feel about it now that you've watched it?
I love it.
You love it?
I genuinely enjoy it.
Okay.
I don't have no problems with it so far. I mean, I know a lot has changed apparently. I looked at a comparison contrast video just to see all the stuff that they think is gonna like change moving forward. And a lot of people was irritated at the fact that they just like gave the plot in the first episode. Like they kind of just gave it to you on a silver platter versus like the regular show.
It took a while before you even got to the like what are we doing here?
Anything.
Which I kind of hated in the first one, honestly.
Did you?
Yeah, like I'm not a hijinks kind of girl. Like I like my anime. I mean, it was cool. Like the first episode of Trigun is still by far one of my favorite first episodes in anime. It's so funny. Like it's so funny, like watching Vash fight these guys and just being a goofball but also serious. Like it's one of my favorite first episodes. But
it's given Cowboy Bebop.
Right. But like it did
Right.
go on. They had a bunch of like hijinks episodes between then and like when we finally get to the real meat and potatoes. And I just could have lived without a few of those. It's not to say they weren't entertaining, but I'm not really, you know, I don't feel like this pacing is going to necessarily be problematic off cuff. Like we know, I mean, and then also this is a reboot, so you got to realize like this. If you're a fan of Trigun, this isn't hitting you fresh. You know that plot is there anyway, so it's like we know Rim and we know millions of knives coming. Like why are y'all butthurt because they like acknowledge that we already know? I don't know. It's weird to me.
I don't get people being upset and pissy about the direction of a show or giving away the plot of a show when you've only seen the first or second episode. You don't know.
You don't know anything.
You don't know the arc. You don't know where they're going. You don't know how.
You don't know why his brother's crazy.
This is a reboot.
We don't know nothing. We just saw him.
And on top of that, what? The show is 25, 26 episodes? The original show?
Yeah.
Did we not get in the same amount with this one, right? Like this is going to be like halved.
Yeah. I just need people to shut up and enjoy it because
that's what I'm like they have a task to get all of this as much as they feel like they want to from this old thing. It's a reboot. It's a imagining of it. And I like how I kind of like giggled to myself when Vash first showed up on the screen and he was upside down. So it was like, here, get the hair how y'all want it.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. It's like an homage to it was so old school Vash too, with the goofy face and like I giggled at that part. What the Funk said, what has been your most dissatisfied or disappointing anime of 2022, I guess he means. Because we just started 2023 with the winter anime and everything has been fire that I've watched. I am a little disappointed with Tomo-chan is a Girl. I'm sticking with it.
That's the one you just started, right? Yeah,
that's one I've been looking forward to, and I hear it's really popular. I hear good things about it. First episode didn't really do it for me, so I'm kind of disappointed with the first episode. It didn't really rope me in. But as far as 2022, do you have like one that was disappointing?
I'm trying to think. I feel like for the most part, I kept with everything that I did watch.
Tekken for me, I forgot. Tekken was a big letdown. Yeah, I was just thinking about what did I review. I was just going through all the videos on my channel in my head, and I'm like, Tekken was different.
I probably can. I don't think anything gave me like a visceral reaction besides I didn't like Tekken. I really didn't.
Visceral? Yeah.
Like nothing. I can't remember nothing really conjured up emotions like some bullshit. But I know them triangles, and them triangles did something to me specifically.
Tekken is that just makes my ass itchy. I hear it. I hate it. So he said best first episode is definitely Trigun and Samurai Champloo. Those are two contenders. But yeah, I didn't realize that was shout out to the old school Vash. Like I love new Vash. I like TikTok Vash. I'm just gonna call him TikTok. He look like he got a filter on. He look like he got like a little blur filter on.
Woke Vash for life.
Yes, I love this new Vash, and I like once again they still keep everybody looks a little younger, which I'm okay with. Everybody seems a little younger, or it could just be the style that they don't look as aged up because everybody's huge in the old anime. So it could be that, but I mean, I liked it, and I definitely feel like the second episode was strong. I'm still waiting to see a real good gunfight with Vash, because I just love his gunfights in the original too. But I did like that little goofy scene where they were like running. He was running up. It was classic Vash. Like, I enjoyed it so far, and the end was really like, ooh, what's going on here? So I feel like the next episode we finna get some fight.
I did love that. What is that little hoodie bubble situation that Knives was in?
Yeah, that really. Maybe I got trypophobia because it really bothered me.
Oh, did it? I don't know. I liked it.
Is it bubbles? What was it?
I don't know. I think it was like bubbles. It was like some of them were like really long. Like blue. I think it was like blue, like meniscuses. Yeah, upside down meniscuses.
It was giving like disease for me.
Oh, never mind.
But what was, and then like even what was that thing that was above the piano?
Yeah, I don't know. I do not know
I don't know
because
either.
it wasn't. I'm trying to actually remember what it looked like
It
because
was
I'm
like
like it
this.
wasn't. It couldn't have been. Was it? It wasn't a plant, was it?
Now it's like a petrified. It looked like it was like a rock or plant. It looked like a petrified person, maybe. I don't really know. It was weird. But yeah,
But I did see a comment that I wanted to point out. This is like one of the somebody was having a battle with this show in their hearts, and I felt like this was a good comment to talk about. It says, "I'm torn here. I love the animation style, and maybe if I wasn't already a Trigun fan familiar with the original episodes, I would have liked this episode more." This is the second episode I think he's talking about. But the OG fight against the Nebraska brothers was my all-time favorite anime moments. When Vash fights the huge Gosef and the big reveal that he's not a bumbling idiot and knows that he's doing comes to light and still saves the people who tries to capture him from disaster. This episode had elements of that, but it feels like they are going redemption angle on everyone.
Yeah, because I think that was because that's who he fought in the first episode of the original one, which for me is like my favorite.
That's to do with the boomerang arm.
Yes, like if you're talking about comparison wise, definitely. I mean, the fight, they don't compare. Like the first episode in the original one was like, it was epic. Like it was one of my favorites. But I mean, I'm not mad at it.
But I felt like, well, I'm gonna finish this comment and I'm gonna get into something. But he said, when I first saw the Nebraska brothers, in this episode, I thought I was going to be treated to basically a remaster of the original, and so it was a little disappointing for me personally, the way this one went. 2 episodes in, we already know about Vash's origins, Vash's arm, that the twin is actually the actual villain causing the problems in Vash's name. There's no double dollars, which I thought was funny. Dollars. No Millie.
Double dollars.
No Millie. Meryl is half the woman she should be. Ooh.
Yeah, she's
and I
very
haven't heard Love and Peace once. I'll be watching to see how it goes. Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. Blah blah blah. Yeah, he was just saying he's gonna give this a chance. But with all that being said, the fact that they gave it all right here, right now, means that I feel like there's just a lot more to get from this going forward. Like, it just go ahead and wash away your expectations of what you think you're about to get immediately.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, because I think that what they're gonna end up doing is they're gonna spend they feel like they could. I just feel like if you pick it up, you're like, I can add more to this aspect of the story, which is for as art. Like, I would do that. Like, I wouldn't want to necessarily, if I wasn't gonna do a retelling of the same exact thing, do it the same way, but a new art style. One, we wouldn't need that. We don't need that. If they were just gonna do a reboot of it and do the same exact story in a new style, like, we don't need that because the first one is so amazing. So I would think that you would just pick up and add to some aspect of it that you feel like could have used more, or that you feel like you could add more to, or that you feel like this new animation style makes possible that wasn't possible back in the day. So I feel like it to me, it would make sense that, like, oh, they want to focus more on the latter half of Trigun. Like, if you think about the last 12 episodes of Trigun, I feel like they're like, we want to really hone in on this and like maybe add a little bit more to that side of the story. And so I'm cool with it. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. Like, maybe they just want to flesh out that area a little bit more. Because honestly, for me, like, that's the big part of the story, and like, we spend a lot of time with hijinks and stuff, and it was just like, that's great, but like, I'm not mad at it. I definitely wouldn't want them to flesh out the hijinks part. Like,
I feel like because of the art style, because I feel like the original one was giving you like the vibe that Kill la Kill was given, like these very cartoonish, grandiose things, like Vash popping up from the dirt with his head sticking out the ground like he was a mole or some shit. I feel like they trying to make it a little bit more, I guess, realistic with this CGI situation now.
They can do more,
So I was getting that vibe that it was like kind of looking at it more so, even though Vash is gonna be a goofball from time to time. I feel like they're gonna definitely lean more into the darker tones a little earlier. Yeah, and I think I'm excited for that. I'm definitely excited to see them interact more, Knives and I want
to see
Knives
like
come in
I want to see like the juxtaposition like of the two. They're so different. You can see it on the first episode. But I agree with you. Like the original Trigun was hand drawn, so like we gotta realize like that's limiting. So
Right.
like I'm excited to see what they can do now that they have like tech and like it's CGI, so they probably can really get into his gunfighting, because his gunfighting was amazing in the first one, but it's like they can probably show it in a whole new way in this one, and that's what I don't know, I'm kind of excited about it. Like
Him dodging them bullets in that first episode was everything to me.
right.
And I said that in the trailer because when that portion was in the trailer, and I like, yeah, they had me
A little bit. Even the way he
It was
dodged
so
the punches on this one was cool,
Mhm.
because he was like,
I like the little twirl he did.
yeah, his little twirl is like, and I was like, see, they're bringing in the aspects. That's the Vash we love. Like he's a goofball, but he's so calculated. It's kind of scary. You're like, dang, he's like really intelligent and calculated, but he don't let it off ever. Like you kind of just be like, you're like, he's just goofing around, or he still has that mystery of you don't really know why he's doing what he's doing. So I kind of like it. Like when he took off on the his little emu whatever thing, bird thing, and nobody really knew why. Like I think they're still capturing Vash. Like I don't know, I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it. I need TikTok
I like
Vash.
I liked him. I like TikTok Vash screaming for them bullets.
Oh yeah,
that part had
that
me,
was
like,
so funny.
Legitimately laughing. I was cracking up.
Yeah,
I was like, and then you just got that one bullet. So I immediately was like, okay, yeah, I already see what's going to happen. You're gonna shoot one, and then the rest of them gonna explode.
That's what I thought.
I didn't see him picking up the rock and everything and throwing it. That was pretty dope. I was
that
like,
was kind of cool. Like
that was kind of lit.
I'm not mad. They're giving us a little bit by little bit. So with this episode, we got a little bit more. And once again, it'll never be. Once again, the first episode is God tier from the original one. Nothing to ever live up to that. Like, I might go back and watch it because I love it.
So what did you think about Millie not being there?
I mean, for me, I've just kind of like, this is a different one. Like, I've just decided that everybody's a little younger in this reboot. So maybe, you just not. Because like Meryl, she's like a new grad. And like I think in the original one, she was the more experienced one. Or maybe they both were newbies. I don't remember.
It seemed like
story.
they was working for insurance.
In the first one? I thought they were reporters.
No, I think she's reporters in this one, but didn't they say they were selling insurance?
I thought they were trying to get the scoop on Vash in original still. But it seemed like they were more like experienced. Like they didn't seem as young. Like in the other one, I would say they probably seem like they're like in their 30s. But in this one, they're like, she's just younger. I'm waiting to see why she's younger. Because I don't see any reason why they necessarily had to make her look. They didn't say she just looks very young. So I'm just trying to see if it's because they want her to play a comic relief role. Like, why do they make a point to make her look? Because we see what the older women look like in the show. And she's obviously young. So I'm like, is there a reason she's young? Like, if it comes into play in some kind of way?
Well, so her and Robert. I'm gonna go with Roberto. Yeah. So they gave him this like mentor sensei role over her in this. And even though Millie, even though Millie was, a very statuesque woman, she was still kind of like she was like cower
the bumbling
behind.
Yeah, she's like the bumbling idiot of the two.
So it's interesting that they gave Meryl a role reversal like that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm wondering to see exactly, like you're saying, like how and why that actually came. It's not bothering me at all.
It's not.
I'm still enjoying it. And I kind of like Roberto so far from the last 2 episodes, even though we didn't really get a lot besides him giving a little bit of exposition or giving a call to action, I guess. But yeah, it's dope to me so far. I'm giving it all the shots in the world until it's not slapping. And so far in those 2 episodes, I'm hooked.
And if Millie wasn't in the old one, I still would have did. Like once again, I'm not the comic relief kind of person. sometimes the comedic relief or the slapstick comedy character becomes annoying to me anyway. And I feel like Millie was that. So for me, not having her is fine, because I just feel like most of the time she served as distraction. Not to say she wasn't part of the story or she didn't play parts here and there, but I just feel like she was there for like comic relief and stuff. And I liked her, of course, the nostalgia, but I'm fine without her being.
Who was the other dude? Who was the dude with the big cross that pulling out the gun?
I think he's gonna be in this one. Because he usually comes in. He came in later in the story, but when I was looking at the poster, like when you go to find the show on whatever streaming services, I see his cross. Like it's like a bunch of stuff in the air, and I've seen the cross. So I'm like, he's definitely here. Now, if they got rid of the priest, I would be upset. But he's gonna be in here. So I'm excited to see. But every time I see the poster, I see the cross. So he's definitely in it. Okay. But any final thoughts before we move on to the main topic of discussion, Mayfair?
Vash is it. I like this new Vash. I don't have a problem with it.
I have a crush on new Vash too. Like old Vash. I feel like old Vash is very like 90s, 80s aesthetic though. Like I feel like that aesthetic wouldn't really.
Well, actually, I'm glad you brought that up because I saw a video on YouTube of somebody that was like, Vash's hair needs to be what it was. And so they did a whole video of this animation style with Vash's old hair, and I did not like it.
No, I don't think I would like it. Yes, please. And I can already tell, because I mean, while stylistically that was a choice back then, but it was very much so a different, like the style of previous Trigun was kind of like cyberpunk or, you know, apocalypse, like very much so cyberpunk or whatever, desert western cyberpunk or whatever you want to call it. It's right now. So I mean, it kind of made sense, like even with how his glasses fit, and like his coat was more like, if you look at how his coat was in the original, like this long leather coat with, you know, stylistically it made more sense. And I just feel like I like the updated version of him. I think new Vash is cute. I had a crush on old Vash. I got a crush on LC. Yeah.
See, play it. I just sent it to you on Discord. You saw it.
Yeah, they fixed him. You didn't fix him.
Right, that's the thing, quote unquote fix.
What about the intro and outro? I definitely don't think the new song intro doesn't hold a candle to them.
No, I did. So in the first episode, the outro is the intro in the second episode.
They're doing a new thing now where you get the intro at the end of the first episode. That's like a new thing now I noticed in anime. Like you'll get that first episode, the outro is actually the intro. They do that a lot now, like a trend.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's better, but I do enjoy it. I do like the intro song. Yeah. I thought the outro was a little bit sleepy though. I kind of wish it was something different.
Yeah, it was cute, but for some it was doing things emotionally to me, and I'm not sure why. It was resonating in some kind of emotional way. I'm not sure. It kind of was giving me like, I watch a lot of J-drama. It was giving me like Hikaru. Like it was giving me just chilled out video game music or something. I don't know. It was happening here. But so did they change his hair in all of it? Oh, yeah, I see.
They changed all the scenes. They changed his hair to what it was supposed to be. Or quote unquote what it's supposed to be. I'm gonna post it in the Twitch. Yeah, so y'all can take a look at it.
I'm tired of the Naruto hair, personally. No, I like new Vash's hair. I like TikTok fuckboy. Vash look like Mr. Steal Your Girl. He'll steal Mr. Steal.
Mr. Steal Your Girl.
I'm just.
I ain't even logged in.
I like him. He's attractive. He look like he got a little filter on. You know, he look like.
Okay, they doing too much.
Ooh, wait.
Sorry, I was trying to put the link in the chat and Twitch, but I'm not logged in. And
it won't let you anywhere.
I'm good.
But no, I thought it was good.
Vash hair.
Now nobody want that. How much product would he need to have that hair?
And there was one scene where he like turned his head or moved his head or whatever, and the strands were all individual, and it looked weird. Yeah,
I like this, and it's realistic. Because once again, like for me, I always think about these characters. Like I'll be talking about Tengen. Like Tengen wake up every morning and put that face paint on. He paint them nails. I be thinking about it now for Tengen because that was part of his storyline. That made sense. I feel like Tengen would take time to do that every single day. Like he has a point to prove. But you're like this little humanoid typhoon. Like y'all want me to believe he get up every day. He's in the bathroom with the gel and the hair product and the blow dryer, like doing this every morning just to go out in the desert and lay low. Like it just to me
to lay low.
Like realistically, it's like it doesn't make sense. So for me, I feel like this is a much more believable iteration of him. Even they changed his coat too. So it has like the hood on it. Yeah.
The hood, yeah. Gave it real red cyberpunk.
Because if you walking around in the desert, you probably gonna need a hood. You would. So I mean, it just like to me, the things that they've done to him are realistically, and like them sunglasses Vash had on the original one were too small to do anything. These sunglasses would actually work if you were in the desert. So I'm not mad. If they made dumb aesthetic changes that didn't make any sense, I would have a bigger problem with it. But the changes they made make a lot of sense.
Like if they would have gave him like a long straight hair.
Yeah, like he out here looking like Sephiroth or something. Like,
right.
Y'all just trying to be different. So I thought it was cute.
It was. I got a question.